Welcome back to the podcast. Quack Zone, episode 4. What's up, dude?
What's up?
How you been? Good, I already know. Okay. I got a question to ask you.
Okay.
Make sure I read this right.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't say anything about this before we started, so it's gonna be it's gonna be crazy.
You hid this from me.
Okay. Eyes their fingertips, but no toe tips. But you can tiptoe, but you can't tip finger.
Did you find this on TikTok?
No.
You totally did.
No, Michelle told me.
Oh, okay.
Shout out, Michelle.
Because they're different things. You can't walk on the tips of your fingers.
But the monkeys walk on their hands.
Monkeys walk on their feet.
But they also can. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking.
They just have hand-like feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they walk on them.
Yeah, but okay. So you're saying there is but there's no tip. Why is there no tip fingers? Or why is there no toe tips? Why are they not called toe tips? They got fingertips. Why are they not called toe tips?
Because there's nerves on the end of your fingers. And there's not as many nerves.
There's not as many, but there still is.
There's not. It's not like your fingers. Your fingers have a lot of very sensitive nerves on the end of your fingers, on the fingertips, right? But there's not on your toes. They're just toes.
That makes sense. Makes sense to me. You solved the mystery.
Okay.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? No, I'm kidding. Why'd you make that face?
I don't know.
It's hilarious. That is hilarious.
The chicken came first, by the way.
The chicken, yeah. God made the chicken. Okay, so we're going to be talking about, which I'll probably say somewhere in the title. We're not going to be talking about that. I don't know.
I don't know. It was whack. All right, can we stay on topic?
I am on topic. You're off topic. We're going to be talking about freaking, like, what we were scared of as kids.
Yep.
Some probably stories affiliated with those said fears.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we're scared of now. And what? Yeah, that's probably about it. What else am I missing?
Just fear.
Just fear in general.
Just horror and terror.
Dead
and
dread.
dread.
And terror and dreading, ghouling monsters.
All right, you're doing too much. All right.
You go first. Actually, I should probably go first because you only have like one.
Yeah, I guess I was not scared of very many things when I was a kid.
Apparently not. You were just a brave soul. You're like diehard. Is that the right word?
Or I was just sheltered and I didn't have very many things to be scared of.
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of was.
First thing is, I have a specific. Well, it's not necessarily a specific story, but it's something specific my dad did.
Yeah.
Is having a pillow over my face because I couldn't breathe. Right. He would always like when we were like play wrestle or whatever. He would like put a pillow, not like aggressively, but he'd like put a pillow over my face.
Yeah.
Or like he'd like pretend like he's knocking me out.
Yeah.
Or like passing me out with like a pillow.
Yeah.
And I couldn't breathe and I'd freak out and I'd be like, it was hilarious.
What?
And now it's just like, and I would like genuinely tweak out and be like, actually start tweaking and start freaking out and try to get out of it like I'm being genuinely strangled from a stranger.
Dang. Yeah.
And yeah, so that was funny. That was funny.
Okay.
That was.
So you were scared of being
I was scared of being like
suffocated in a pillow.
Yeah, pretty much. That's about
Makes
right.
sense. Oh.
Gonna knock the whole. Okay. Got the whole thing.
There we go. All right. Continue.
It's your turn.
That's my turn?
That's pretty much my whole story.
Wow, that was very short.
Actually,
okay.
I have a really short one. Okay. Getting hurt. When I like when
no kid likes getting hurt.
I know, no kid likes getting hurt, but like it's like when you get hurt as a kid, it's so much more exaggerated than it is now. You know, if you like cut yourself, I'm just like whatever. But, like as a kid, you're like, am I gonna die, Dad?
Dude, you're the one who like broke your hand.
Am I gonna die?
You like fell down a hill, broke your hand, and you go up to your cousin. You go, I think we have a problem.
Yeah.
Like, how is that not?
I don't know.
How is that more serious?
But
okay.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really a fear, but it's something that I was like. Now I'm thinking about it. It's like I'm just like not scared of getting hurt anymore, at all. It's just like another
It's
one
kind
of those
of
days.
bad. That's probably why you drive like a maniac.
I do not.
You definitely do.
I do.
You admit it. Okay.
I did
all right.
admit it.
My turn. My first fear that I had as a small child, falling asleep. And I have a reason for this. I was scared when I was younger. I was scared to fall asleep because I would have nightmares every single night. And my nightmares were so bad because they were so vivid that I couldn't tell whether I was in a dream or not when I was dreaming. So
dang, that's crazy.
I would have these terrible nightmares of like monsters and, you know, bunch of crazy, like terrifying stuff. I can remember a couple, but they kind of like, I'm going to say that I put this one first because a lot of my fears came up in my dreams a lot. And that's partially why I was scared of them, is because anything I was scared of as a kid would show up in my dreams as a nightmare. And that's partially why I was so scared of it. Because it like became real every night when I went to sleep. And that's why one of my biggest things was when I was younger was I was scared to fall asleep because I would have terrible nightmares.
Dang,
And I actually, I hated falling asleep so much that I told the doctor when I was like going for a checkup that I didn't sleep. Like I told him that I just didn't sleep, period.
I don't sleep at all, doctor.
And he was like, he looked at my mom and he's like, what? He doesn't sleep? And my mom was like, he sleeps. He just doesn't think he sleeps. And I was like, I don't sleep. Okay, man, I don't. I just lay there and I stare at the ceiling. Because I would genuinely stay up till like long hours of the night trying to like not go to sleep. But I wanted to go to sleep, but I didn't want to dream, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
But yeah, and then I stopped having nightmares because I figured out how to kill them in my brain.
Oh, dang.
Yep.
That's
a superpower I have. I developed it from being tortured by nightmares. I think I've already told you about this. Basically, I have the ability to quit nightmares whenever I'm having one. If I don't like the dream I'm having, I can quit and skip and move on to the next one. Like, not the next nightmare, but the next dream. And it's usually a good nightmare. Well, essentially, on computers, there's a key that you can hit. You can hit the Alt key and the Tab key. If you know computers, you know you Alt Tab, and it switches to another window on your computer. And for some reason, as I got older, my brain figured out a way that I could mentally hit Alt Tab in my brain, and my vision would just pop out as a window and swipe to the side, and I would just be in a different dream.
That's kind of bonkers.
And so I stopped, being scared of going to sleep, because I then suddenly had the ability to, anytime I'm about to get, shredded in a meat grinder, or my guts ripped out, or dropped down a cliff, or eaten alive, I could just gone. So
that's pretty cool, man.
I know it made it a lot less painful when I went to sleep.
That's kind of crazy coming from somebody who can't think in their brain with
visuals.
I
can't picture things in my brain unless I'm dreaming. Unless I'm dreaming. But yeah.
That's kind of
yeah. Falling asleep was probably one of my biggest fears as a little kid.
It makes sense. I see why. I never had. Speaking of the dreams, there's a dream. This is gonna sound insane. There was a dream one time when I was younger. It's so stupid. I made my dad like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I attached, and I can think of it very vividly. I attached these like. It's hard to explain. I attach these like, okay, you look at a car and there's like wire and there's like this plastic casing that goes over the wires so they don't get damaged.
Yeah.
It was like that. And it looked like that, and they were connected to like little clips, and I clipped it on the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it was like an electrified thing. And I gave it to my dad, and he took a bite out of it, all in a dream, obviously.
Yeah.
And he took a bite out of it, and he went, and he like died or something. And I don't remember how old I was, but I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, and I was crying, and I ran in my parents' room. I woke my dad up and I was like, I'm sorry.
Dude.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill you, Dad. Please.
What? Dude, I gotta think of like some of my worst dreams. Because I have some that are like in my fears that I want to wait to talk about. Well, let's see. I had one dream that I vividly remember. When I was younger, I was laying in my bunk bed. My dad had built us these like loft beds. So it was basically, my bed was up on, wait, was it? No, it was the loft beds. Because originally I had a bunk bed that it was not the type of bed where it's long ways on top of long ways. It was long ways, and then my younger brother's bed was horizontally under my bed. So it stuck out from under my bed.
Okay.
Which is an interesting way to do it, but it gave us like space for dressers or something.
Makes sense, yeah.
But
need that.
then my dad built us loft beds where they were both just suspended up in the air on the walls, and he had supports everywhere to hold them up. But it was when I was in my loft bed and I was, let's see, I got up in the middle of the night because I woke up. I woke up in the middle of the night and it was very dark, and I had my little nightlight. And it was one of those nightlights that kind of like you can, it you know, it has a light sensor to tell whether it's dark or light, you know.
Yeah, I've had one of those before.
As most of the nightlights do. It has a little photo resistor in it.
Yes. Photo resistor.
But
Didn't know that.
it would also, like, it flickers at a certain, like, frame rate, and if it's dark, your eyes can kind of pick that up better, and it's like almost flickery. And when you move, because of how flickery the light is, it almost looks like you're moving in, like, low frame rate or something.
Low frame rate.
Anyway,
okay.
I'm adding all these details. Anyway, I get up, middle of the night, it's dark, get out of my bed. I don't remember exactly why I got out of bed. I didn't really have to go to the bathroom, but I just got out of bed because I was like, well, I'm awake. I might as well get out.
Might as well do something.
And I didn't know what time it was because I didn't have a clock in my room, and the only clock was out. No, we didn't have a clock in our room. And I didn't have a phone or anything. I was 10. Somewhere around there. I get out of my bed, and I go out into the hallway outside my room, and across from our room is the bathroom, and it's just, like, dark in there. And bed, like, straight out is a hallway. Behind me is my room. To the right is my parents' room and my sister's room. And down the hall is towards, like, the dining room. And it is pitch dark down there because there's no lights down there except for at the stove. And we didn't keep that on back then.
Alright.
So I step out, and the only light is from the nightlight in my room. And I look down the hallway, and there is just standing in the middle of the hallway. You know those memes where someone's like looking at something and they make a joke and he goes, bro, I'm dead, and it pans over and there's like a skeleton and it like falls over. You know those jokes? It was one of those, just like a skeleton.
Bro, I'm dead.
Like, I could have just said a human skeleton,
No,
but
that meme's perfect.
exactly.
Exactly.
It was
Yeah, I know, it's just funny,
it was
though.
just like an unnaturally almost thick skeleton, like thick bones. It was just standing there, and it was just like there, and it was looking at me.
It
And
was a dream, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know it was a dream because I thought I was awake. Again, my dreams were so vivid, I didn't know that I was
That's so
dreaming
cool,
during
though.
that. No, it was terrifying.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because I thought I was awake this whole time.
Yeah.
I thought I had woken up in my room at night, and I'm like, I'm going to go get a drink or something. And I get out of bed, and I walk out of my room, and suddenly there's a monster in the hallway. And it, like, for a second, I remember just standing there and looking at it in the eyes, and it had, like, these, like, glowing circles in its eyes, but it was just, like, staring at me.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, at the same moment that I turned to go back into my room, because I'm like, heck no, I'm not dealing with that, it, like, sprints at me. And it just, like,
just like vibes.
like, just like, like, thumping footsteps down the hallway. I literally scream my lungs out. And I run back in my room, slam the door. It's like, banging on the other side of the door. I'm like, breaks the door open. And I'm like, what the hell? And, like, run away. And then I wake up in my bed again.
That's
right?
Crazy.
And the thing is, I wake up in my bed again, and I'm like looking around, and it looks the exact same. Every single detail, the little flickering light on the wall and everything is the exact same as when I had just woken up in the dream. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I don't know whether this is real or not. And I'm like, what the heck? And so I, get out of my bed, I go down, and I'm like walking, and everything's the same as it was in the dream. I'm like, am I awake or no? And so I, like, go out of my door, and I look down the hallway, and there's no skeleton. And I'm like, okay. And I look in the bathroom, and there's no skeleton. And I'm like, all right, we're chill. And I turn the light on, and I, like, fill up my little cup. We used to keep our cups in the bathroom sink. And I fill it up, take a drink. I'm like, all right, I'm going back to bed. Turn around, and the skeleton is right there in the doorway. And it, like, grabs me, and I wake up in my bed again. And it's pitch dark.
That is crazy.
And it was just, I think it was only those, like, 2 times that I, like, woke up or whatever. And I think the last time was, like, actually real. But I, like, woke up, freaked out, ran to my parents. They were like, you're having a bad dream. Go back to bed. But
it's real, Mom.
It was like,
it's real.
I would have dreams like that where I could not tell if it was real or not.
That is crazy.
I would wake up into another dream, but, like, in my bed again. And that was, again, I was scared to fall asleep. Because it was almost like in my little, like, kid brain, I don't know how, it was from, like, when I was young. So it was almost like I was scared to fall asleep because I wasn't sure if I was gonna actually wake up again.
Yeah.
Or if I was just gonna, it was just gonna be a dream every time.
Every
So.
time. I love how the duck
Yeah.
is directly.
He's like right here. He's he's getting closer to me, like he's gonna like kill me or something.
Yo, it's a skeleton.
Hey, buddy.
Bro, the duck turns into a skeleton and then you wake up.
Wait, dude, I'm telling you, one of these days, I'm
I love
gonna
how you thought that was stupid and you're like, wait a minute, wake up.
wake up in my bed as an 8-year-old again.
Dude.
One of these days, it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be like, I can't speak English correctly.
That's a dream. I can't speak
No,
English
no.
correctly.
Dude,
Like,
what would you like realistically do if you just like woke up as like you're younger and it was all a dream? Like all this was a dream.
the whole life was a dream.
Yes, up until that point, you woke up and you were just like, what would you do with that information
Writing
that
that
you had been
down.
granted as a child?
Dude. It's turning.
Like now you know how to do taxes as a 9-year-old.
I haven't done my taxes yet. Still.
You've had girlfriends as a 9-year-old.
Oh yeah, I'd raise up anybody. No, I wouldn't. I don't know. That would be crazy. You'd be like the smartest dude. Plot twist. That's how young Sheldon happened. He was a professor in
That's
his
how young
dream life,
Sheldon.
and now he's like a smart
Young Sheldon
genius.
is stupid.
All right. Now with that, we're going to the next topic. My dream. I have a quick dream.
He's too smart for his own good.
I don't know if it was a dream or was it a dumb kid, but I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard I heard something walk outside my door.
Creepy.
We have like on our old house, you have the bedroom and you have the bedroom door, and then directly to the right is the bathroom. Directly to the left is it's a door for the living room, and you have this like little space in between. It's almost like a dining. It's almost like a not dining room. I don't know what do you call it. I don't know exactly what you call it. It's like a mini hallway almost. It's like a little square place. And I heard somebody walking out there, and I heard it. It was like slow steps, like boom, boom, boom. And I don't know if it was a dream or I heard something or if I was just a dumb kid, but I genuinely thought it was a zombie. I'm like, that's a zombie, bro. Where's my dad shotgun at? That's a zombie, bro.
Man.
It's a zombie. But it wasn't. It was my dad. And he was going to work. So it wasn't a zombie. So that's good.
I remember one time I hallucinated as like a small child.
That's
and
crazy.
I know it was a hallucination, and I know it was not a dream because I didn't wake up. Like I went back to I got out of bed. It was dark, in my room, and
Classic. Oh my gosh.
was like I didn't quite know what I was doing. I was just out of bed because I had woken up and I'm like a little child wandering around. No, I used to wander, bro. I used to get out of bed and like walk around my house in the middle of the night while it's dark and just like not know what to do. I'd like walk around, I'd like look in the fridge, be like,
Really?
I'm not allowed to eat anything. Shut the fridge. Like go like I'd go like sit in the living room, just listen to like the clock on the wall tick for like 30 minutes and then go back to bed.
30 minutes?
Dude, I don't know what it was. I would just vibe out there in like the living room in just pitch dark. And I'd be like, I'm going back to bed.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then sometimes my dad would come out there and he'd be like, what are you doing out here? And I'm like, I'm just sitting out here. And he's like, go back to bed. And I'll be like, okay.
Dang it.
I don't know if he remembers that. He
I'm
probably
listening
remembers
to
that
the
better than I
clock,
do
Dad.
because I was a little kid. But I remember one time I get out of bed and I go to my parents' door and I like walk out into the hallway and I look at their door and I remember their door opened like very quickly than is like physically possible for a door to open, almost like you sped up a video. It like opens very quickly and my mom's face, like just her face, like comes out of the door, like the darkness into the light of like the nightlight, and she's like looking at me in a very like a angry facial expression, and she goes, go back to bed, and then like pulls her head back in and closes the door. And I know it was a hallucination because it felt unnatural and I didn't hear her voice out loud. I heard it in my brain almost.
Wow, that's crazy.
And
What the heck?
yeah, it was like I was just like, what the heck? And so I ran back to bed and I'm like, why is my mom so mad at me? Get back in bed, lay down, just lay there, don't move. My mom doesn't come out or anything. And so I like go over to her door after a little bit and I knock on the door and they're like, what? And I'm like, why'd you yell at me? What did I do? And she's like, I didn't yell at you. And I was like, what the crap? And I went back to bed.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
When
But she like screamed at me. I was like, what did I do?
That's pretty bonkers.
Yep.
I've never had anything like that happen to me before.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was younger, I used to sleepwalk, and one time I sleepwalked and I peed into the vent.
I used to sleepwalk a little bit. I my
You used to pee in the vent too?
No, not in the vent. My cousins.
My.
Shut up!
My. Why do you look like Shrek?
It's quiet time for you now.
Okay.
I hold the talking water bottle. Yours doesn't count. Okay.
Good thing it's not even water.
Shush.
Okay.
My cousins were staying over along with my aunt and uncle, and I sleepwalked into the bathroom while my aunt was using the bathroom late at night, and I peed on her leg. I don't remember this. I only remember this. I only know this because I was told about it the day after.
That's incredible.
But I was like a little kid, and my aunt was like trying to use the bathroom or whatever, and I like walked in there, and she's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I just dropped my shorts, started peed on her leg.
Oh my gosh. That's
Gosh,
great.
I was like, "Oh man."
That's
I'm
great.
like a little dog. I'm like, gotta lay my territory.
Lay my territory.
Okay, that sounds really weird when I say it like that. No, that's not what I meant.
That's insane.
Alright.
All right, man.
I'm watching too much Jinxie.
All right, chat. Next one.
Yep. Next fear that you had as a child.
I think this is probably a common fear, but I don't know. Being home alone / the only one awake in the house.
Oh.
Sometimes I would do what you do, and I would just wander around. But sometimes I'd be like on full paranoia mode, and everything like moves or ticks would scare me, and I'd be like, ugh. Or not like necessarily scare me, but like more spook me. Or if everybody was asleep, I'd be like, oh, and I go use the bathroom and come back out and go back to bed real quick, and whatnot.
I feel like
That's a
for
common
me,
fear.
it was it was more scary at night alone if I was in my bed than if I was not in my bed. Really? I feel like I was less scared if I went out into the living room and just sat there by myself, not doing anything. Just kind of like, I'd just go out there and just like stare at the wall for like 30 minutes to an hour, listening to like car would go by outside, and I'd be like, okay.
That's crazy.
And then like the clock would be ticking. I'd just sit there, and then eventually I'd be like, okay, I'm going back to bed. I don't know why I did that. I just kind of did. It was like programmed into my little child brain.
Little child brain.
Yeah.
Sometimes, most of the time, my mom would be the one who'd work, and my dad worked nights, and my mom worked mornings.
Okay.
And when my mom would leave, I would like go and sneak into the living room where my dad would sleep sometimes, and just go in there and watch TV or play games or whatever, like
Dang.
at like 5, 6 in the morning, and just chill there while he's just asleep. My dad is a heavy sleeper. You could literally sit there.
Dude,
and just
I know that your dad he's still a heavy sleeper.
He is. I think one time, this is probably wrong, but I feel like one time I played the drums and he didn't wake up, but that's probably wrong, and it was in the same room. So anyway,
In the same room as him, and he didn't
I don't
wake
know.
up.
Maybe I accidentally hit the cymbal or something. I'm not sure.
Oh.
But it was pretty funny, if I remember it correctly. Anyway, but yeah, I would just go in there and I'd just chill. I would literally sit on him, and he'd like wake up for a second, and then he'd go back to sleep. I'd just be sitting on top of his legs, just doing whatever, and he would just
That's
be
crazy.
there and just stay there. It was pretty
Yeah.
funny. Wasn't supposed to.
Did you do that just because like you didn't want to be alone, or?
I just did that just because I don't think my mom would let me, so I just snuck out I don't think I knew my mom would. Yeah, I think my mom wanted me to just stay in the bed and go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Because it was like 5 something in the morning. And I just got up and went in there. I remember one time that I got up and my mom came back in the house, and I didn't know what to do, so I just stood there and I waited for her to come back in the house, and I got caught, and I was like, dang it! I had to go back in the bed.
Dang.
It was pretty funny. I could have easily just kept going or got back in bed and pretended like I was sleeping, but I just stood there, like full animation. I was just like,
Imagine being your mom. You get up in the morning and like 5 in the morning, and your son is just.
well, no, she
there.
got up in the morning and left to go to work and came back
Oh.
because she forgot something. And I was like in between, like the dresser. You had the doorway, and then you had the dresser blocking like half of your body walking in,
Yeah.
and the door is right next to it. So she opened the door, and I was just like in full animation, and she was like, go back to bed. And I was like, dang it.
She caught me.
She got me. I thought I was invisible, man. I think maybe because I thought it was dark, she wouldn't see me. She's
Like, dude, we used to freaking sneak around our house, and we would like pretend to be secret agents or whatever.
That's so cool.
We'd sneak around our house and try to like sneak around our parents and listen to what they were talking about without them here, like knowing we were there.
That's amazing.
No, but like we were good at it, bro. We'd like put on like all black clothes and like hide in like the shadow of the couch under the coffee table. No, we went serious, bro. We used to read like books about secret agents as kids, and so we got like really into it.
It's amazing.
And we would like lay in like the shadows, and I would just like lay perfectly still as our parents are talking about like whatever, like work or something.
What's the craziest thing you heard them talk about while you were sneaking around?
Probably like,
I'm thinking about
it was a while ago.
James
I was
tomorrow.
a child. Craziest thing I ever heard. I honestly don't know. Honestly, my dad would just talk about work stuff, and my mom would be like, okay.
Okay.
And just
Work
be like,
late, fine, whatever.
yeah. My dad likes to talk about work a lot.
It's funny.
We always thought they were talking about something more interesting than they were. But, you know, they never really, I don't remember them ever catching us, but unless we like intentionally like came out and were like, haha, we were spying on you. But then again, we were little kids, so they probably knew we were there and just ignored us and like didn't care.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I don't know though.
That is funny.
Yeah.
All right, man. Your next one.
Oh, my next
one.
fear
It's
that I had as a
time.
child. Bowser.
Oh my gosh, Bowser.
Bowser from Mario. He was.
Yahoo!
I do have a story behind this one.
I'm excited.
I did not think he was that scary as a character, but when I was a little kid,
It's a concept.
from 4 years old, I had a best friend. His name was Elijah.
That's close to mine. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Elijah and Isaiah.
Yeah, I get my name except for Elijah a lot. Actually,
Really? Why?
I don't know. Elijah and Isaiah.
Interesting. I've known a couple Elijahs, but
Like,
this.
I guess Elijah and Elijah, Isaiah, Isaac.
I'm not gonna say his last name because saying people's names is weird on the internet. But his name was Elijah, and I knew him since I was 4 years old, and we were like best friends. And he had an older sister named Jasmine, and she would frickin' pretend to be Bowser. And she'd go roar and chase us around.
Where's Mario and Luigi?
Keep in mind, I would not be scared of Jasmine going roar on Bowser now. I'd honestly be like,
oh my god,
are you hitting on me or something? But
are you hitting on me,
like, what is this right now? But
playing as
back
Bowser,
then, I was like terrified because I'm like, Bowser is suddenly so much more scary. And she like, the way she acted, she would be like, "I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna throw you in the oven and cook you up or something." I don't even know. She'd like just like
you
say
for dinner.
She like chasing us around, and we liked running away. We thought it was funny, but also it like
it's hilarious.
Subconsciously terrified me. So I would have dreams about Bowser. Like,
oh my gosh.
I remember. The one I can remember most, he came into my room and turned the light on, and I like woke up. Bowser did. Like actual Bowser, not Jasmine, Bowser. Walks in the room, boom, 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 turns on the light. Oh, I'm hungry. I want to eat someone in here. I'd be like, no, don't eat me. And he'd like eat my brother right in front of me, and I'd be like, no, my brother. And I'd be like, why'd you do that? And he's like, I'm still hungry. And I'd be like, eat my pillow. And I threw a pillow at him, and he like ate it, and he's like, I'm still hungry. Yeah, that was pretty scary.
Dude, you have the weirdest dreams ever.
That's
so like,
it's so random.
Cool.
What?
I don't have dreams like that.
I didn't think it was cool at the time.
Now
I was scared,
now
bro.
you got cool dreams to tell.
I guess.
Now it's like, guess what? Now you can tell your kids, be like, I almost got eaten by Bowser.
It's like, I should shoot myself in the arm with a gun. That way in the future I'll be able to tell my kids that I shot myself in the arm with a gun. What a cool story.
That's what I was planning on doing. You weren't planning on doing that?
And this is why he can't have nice things.
That's what I was going to do.
And this is why he has like 5 holes in his walls.
I don't have 5 holes in my wall.
Yes, you do.
It's only like 4. Anyway.
I said like 5.
Yeah, like 5.
Approximately.
You're like stupid. Was that everything you had to say for that one?
Pretty much. Yeah, Bowser was scary. Bowser was
funny.
scary for me.
Yeah,
I could play Bowser video games and it wasn't scary. It was just like that. Anyway, go on.
that's funny. The attic.
The addict.
It's a common.
Attic.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the attic. The attic.
Addict.
The attic. The attic. The ATTIC.
Yes.
That word. I was scared of it because I don't know why, but I was like, every time my dad would go up there or anything like that, I'd be like, it's haunted up there. This house now, so this is like 12,
What?
13. I'm like, it's haunted up there. You don't go up there. I genuinely thought somebody was in the attic living up there. I want to go up there.
What the crap?
I don't know. Now,
What the heck?
now it's like so not scary at all.
Oh, well, no.
But back then, and by back then I mean like a few years ago.
a few years
Few
ago, you were
years
scared
ago,
of the attic?
Like 13, 14 years old. I'd be
What?
like, there's gotta be someone up there. I think maybe I heard like a creaking noise, and I was like, there's somebody in the attic.
Well, I've seen enough like horror short films and horror movies to know that like when you're crawling up into the attic and there's a trapdoor, that monster can be on any side of you, and you don't know which way to look.
Exactly, it's creepy.
Because if you go up there with your flashlight and you turn it on, 100% chance you're going to see nothing. But also like 90% chance is whatever monster's up there is going to be hiding somewhere where you're not looking with your flashlight.
I'm just not gonna get a house with an attic, ever.
I mean, most houses have attics.
No, I'm just not
Because
gonna get a house.
how the
I'm
roof
gonna
is
live.
shaped.
I'm gonna live in a river down by the van. Wait,
What?
hold on.
I'm gonna live in a river down by. Let's break this down right now. Gonna live in a river down by the van.
Yeah.
Living in a van down by the river. I love that. I love that one.
Yeah, but see, I kind of twisted it
Yeah,
accidentally.
Yeah.
And I was like, living in a river down by the van. Dyslexia crazy.
Dyslexic is crazy.
Dyslexic.
I don't think that's what dyslexia is, but
How do you know? Do you have dyslexia?
no, but I have family members with dyslexia.
That's unfortunate.
I know, it's kind of sad.
That is kind of sad.
But they're chill with it though.
I have a crap. I was gonna say something else. I forgot. I have a coworker that has dyslexic, and she has trouble saying a couple words. No offense. It's just, it is what it is. I'm not
Okay.
gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say your name or anything. But yeah, it's not funny. It's just kind of. I don't know. I've never had that problem in my life. Like I've always had when you're saying a word for the first time, it's kind of difficult to say it. Like Monopoly, I'd always say Namopoly.
Oh, I used to do that as a little kid.
Or
Yeah.
like I would always say Pacific instead of specific, but she can't say like library. She has to like think about it and like say it, and it's like, damn, that's crazy. I kind of feel bad a little bit.
That happens to me when I get migraines.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But anyway, are you done with your attic thing? Because I do have a story about that.
Yes, go for it.
We had
So exaggeration.
we had not an attic, but we had in my old house where I used to live, we had a basement, and in the basement there were two areas. As I was growing up, we were kind of redoing the basement, finishing it because it was an unfinished basement originally. Originally, it was just this big, massive, open concrete room with metal pipe supports and just
That's
like
creepy. Cool.
damp and wet, right?
Damp and wet.
And like the only lights down there were like hanging light bulbs, like unfinished basement. We eventually ended up like putting nice wood flooring in, and we put a guest bedroom down there with a really nice bed and everything. And we also put a storage room, and the storage room was the only thing that did not ever get finished in the basement.
Interesting.
And so it was just concrete floors in there, and there was a sump pump, which I was pretty scared of falling into as a kid. I guess that's a fear, falling into the sump pump.
What is that?
It's like, I don't know if they still use them, like a sump pump specifically, because I don't know. It's basically, it pumps your water. It's like a big like pit, and it
What?
runs water through it essentially.
A big pit.
I was too young to like understand what it was. Kind of, my dad would just have to go down and like mess with it sometimes if our pump wasn't working, or if it was like storming really bad, he would go have to mess with it. I honestly don't even know. I don't even know if they use them that much anymore. They might not. I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable about plumbing, but yeah, there was a storage room down there, and it was very dark, and that was where the monsters hid, in the basement.
That's where the monsters hid.
And we would love to go down into the basement and play like hide and seek, but every time we played hide and seek, I'm trying to like imagine like a mental blueprint. Like, imagine you have like a big open square room, and that was our basement. And one corner of the room, like a long corner of the room, horizontally long corner,
Okay.
was the storage room. And so there was one entrance on the one end of it, and then one entrance on the other end of it. And the entrance on one end of it had a door, a nice door that would close, you know, so that the demons can't get out and get you. And the other door did not have a door. It was just an opening, and it was just a pit to hell, honestly, when the lights were off.
To hell.
No, like, it was so dark. We would go downstairs to play hide and seek in the dark, and
You win. Yeah, if you hide in that room, you win.
no, nobody went in that room.
Really?
You don't go in that room. That's where the monsters are. You
Yeah,
can't go in there.
but if you played hide and seek and you were to go in that room, you'd win.
No, you'd die.
Okay.
You would die.
You're
Like,
right.
just trust me on this one. Like, obviously you wouldn't, but like
No,
us,
you would.
in our minds, in our little kid minds, you would die because it was like so dark. And the only time we would have confidence to go in there and hide was when friends were over. Like,
Really?
it was when we had friends over, because then it was kind of like we had to impress our friends with how brave we were, and so I would go and hide in there. But when it was just us siblings, it was like an unwritten rule: you don't go in the storage room; it's too dark. And so that was pretty creepy. There were lights in there, but we didn't really go in there unless we were doing laundry, because our laundry
Your
machines
laundry
were down
room
there.
was in there?
Yeah, we had our
course it
washer and dryer in there.
Go to the laundry drains? Yeah, no.
I'd have to go down there and sort things, and that was where all like the noises of the house were. People are walking, the floor creaks. That's where you hear it the most, is in the storage room.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would like hear noises behind me and like spin around and be like, "What the crap?"
Spin around.
No, I would literally like spin around because I'd hear what sounded like someone right behind me, but it was just people walking upstairs. Yeah, it was pretty creepy.
That sounds pretty
Yeah, we
creepy.
stayed very far away from the sump pump. We also had a crawl space that we put like plastic tarp over so that it wasn't as dirty, and we would play in there and stuff. It was super fun.
That sounds super fun, man.
Yep.
I don't think I had a basement in my house. I wasn't too afraid of it.
Mm.
We found kittens in there one time.
You found kittens in your basement.
Like twice, yeah.
How did they get down there? Is there a hole in your
There's
basement?
not a hole. There's a window, but I don't think it was broken ever. But yeah, kittens were down there, and it was creepy down there. It was creepy down there. The
Yeah.
floor wasn't done at all. It was like concrete floor, but it was like old concrete floor. I think it was like a house. I think the old house was in like 1960. It was built.
Yeah. Gotcha.
The basement we have now, it's like a crawl space. It's not nice, but it has like flooring. It has.
Oh, there's a floor in
It's
it.
not flooring. It's like it's paper bat. It's nicer. If you went down there, so you'd see it.
Paper.
It's like not nice, but like it's not run down. Like it's I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
It's nicer
Ours
than
was
dirt.
just dirt, essentially.
Ours was like dirt, but it
ours
has like
was-
a tarp over it.
Ours was dirt, but it had like clear painter's plastic
I
over
think
it.
that's what it was.
Yeah, but when we originally like opened up the crawl space, my dad would only go in there for working on electrical stuff, but us kids were like, "This is so cool," and
This is so cool, man.
dude, that was so like unsafe, but it was basically just dirt, just like a big mound of dirt down there that all like the wooden beams were like
Yeah.
sunk into, and over that was painter's plastic, but it had been sitting down there for so long on top of the dirt that it was just covered in a layer of dust, and we tried to clean it off, and it was impossible, so we just got more painter's plastic and put it on top of it as like a way to be like, and then we took some we literally took an extension cord and ran it to a little like single light bulb that we hung in there as a light source, and at the entrance of it, it was like a big trap door, kind of like it was like a door, almost like a really big cabinet door, but it was up off the ground, so you had to use like a step stool to get up into it. And then once you got in, there was just like this like ditch in the right inside the door, and it was just this big ditch that was maybe 3 feet deep, and at the bottom was just whatever people had thrown away while doing electrical work. So there were
Dang.
screws and rusty metal and insulation and just whatever the crap down there. And so it was like a pit of death.
Pit
And
of
so
death.
we had these 2 wooden planks that we put over it, and we just like set them like over that, and they were a little bit wiggly, but we would crawl across them all the time.
Wiggly.
And we had to be really careful not to fall off into the pit of death.
Yeah, don't want to do that. Don't want to fall into the pit
Fun
of death.
times, genuinely.
It's great times, man.
Yeah.
Falling into the pit of death is the highlight of my life.
It was so fun.
Sounds fun.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed not
The
falling
endless
into the
pit?
pit of death.
The bottomless pit.
Well, it was 3 feet,
From
but it was
Gravity
also
Falls.
like it would stab you if you fell in.
Yeah, like the bottomless pit from Gravity
Oh
Falls.
yeah. That's actually cool. I like the lore of the bottomless pit from Gravity Falls.
Lore? There's lore?
It sends stuff to like a certain place. I forget exactly where it sends it, but there's a certain specific place it sends it to, and it comes out at a certain time.
That's cool, man. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that after. Watch Gravity Falls. It's good, promise.
Gravity Falls, good show.
It's great.
Mhm.
It's the first thing he's ever told me to watch.
Also watch Rick and Morty. I have a Rick and Morty shirt on right now.
I have a blue shirt on.
Watch Blue.
Watch Bluey.
Bluey. Bluey.
Watch Bluey.
Bluey's a good show. He doesn't really like it,
Bluey
but it's a
sucks.
good show.
All right, next up.
What'd you
What'd
say?
you do next
What'd you
time?
say?
Tell him.
I heard you whisper.
I said next topic.
I tried to listen to my microphone as if I could hear what you
saw
said
that.
out of my microphone. Next topic, I already said. Oh, wait, no, wait. Yours was your attic.
Yeah, that is yours.
Mine is. Yes. I was afraid as a child of the floor collapsing out from under my feet and I would fall to my death.
Really?
Yes, no matter
That
where
is
I was.
Crazy.
It was especially when I would walk over like sewer grates or
Okay.
if I was on like metal like wiring. Anything that was not like solid ground, even bridges, I'd be scared of it just collapsing.
I used to be scared to drive over bridges, I think.
Interesting. I used to be scared of sinkholes opening up, like right under me, because
Rational
my
feeling.
my church pastor when I was younger told like a story about a sinkhole,
Wow.
and it like really struck me as a small child, and
In
I
the
was
wrong way,
so
apparently.
scared of sinkholes from then on.
It's very unfortunate.
I mean, they're pretty. It's pretty. I don't think there are any sinkholes in Tennessee, or like Illinois, and they're not super
God
common.
forbid.
But you know what they are, right? You know what a sinkhole is.
Yeah, it's the bottomless pit.
Okay, so he doesn't know what a sinkhole
I do know
is.
what a sinkhole is. It's when the ground underneath has been. It's where the ground falls, man. There's no dirt under the ground, and the ground falls from too much pressure and time.
Basically, there's an underwater river, and the river erodes the ground to a certain point where the ground can't support itself anymore, and it falls.
That's exactly what I just said.
Pretty much.
Exactly, word for
Pretty
word.
much. But yeah, sinkholes are not good because they can cause massive holes in the ground. They can cause your house to collapse. They can cause your car to
Don't
fall
want
in.
that.
They can cause you to fall in. They can be really deep. You know, there's stories of sinkholes that were like 30 feet deep, and you know, people can get stuck in them. Not good. Not fun. You don't
Not
want to
good
fall
at
into a
all.
sinkhole.
Do not fall into a sinkhole.
But yeah, I'd be
At
scared
home.
of a sinkhole opening up underneath me, and I would fall in, and some monster would come out of like, because like I imagined like an
What's your thing
underground.
with monsters, man?
Dude, listen. I would imagine it as like an underground river,
man.
right? So it's just like a tunnel,
Okay.
and like the idea is the water runs out, and so there's no more water to kind of like stabilize it, and then the ground falls over whenever, and so you just fall into an empty hole.
Yeah.
And so my thought is I'd fall into this empty hole, and on either side of me would just be these gaping like dark tunnels, and like any type of like giant snake or like spider could come
snake.
out of there and just like eat you.
Hilarious.
But yeah, I would have dreams about falling. I would have dreams about the floor crumbling, and I would fall into. I think the most common thing I would fall into is like sleeping bag material, like you know that like canvas sleeping bag material.
I think so, yeah.
That's like smooth but like plasticky. I would like fall into that, and it would like halfway catch me, but it'd be like a tube, so I'd like fall through it, and I'd like try to grab it to stop myself from falling, but I'd just slide down into
Dang.
like this canvasy material and just like get suffocated and then wake up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is pretty crazy, man.
I
Pretty
re-
crazy, man.
Specific dream.
Oh, another.
Sorry
dream.
to keep talking about dreams, but
We're just changing.
I was in the
name to
gym
dreams.
at one of my homeschool co-ops that I used to go to in the gym, and I was like playing basketball with people, and as I was playing basketball, my gym coach walks over to the wall, and I remember it was weird because he had a mustache, and my real gym coach didn't have a mustache, but he walks over to the wall where there's this big red button, and he hits the big red button as he like smiles at me, and the floor like crumbles in this big like crevice in the middle of this gym, right? And it's completely out of place, but it like
What?
crumbles down, and I look over the edge, and I look down, and I just see it's just this crevice that just falls down. At the bottom there's little plants, as if there's a mini jungle at the bottom. And I'm like, what the heck? So there's just plants at the bottom of this hole, and I'm like, that's creepy. And I'm looking around, and nobody else notices that there's a hole in the middle of the gym. Everyone else is just playing basketball, and then the hole opens, and I fall in, and I get stuck at the bottom, and I'm like, somebody help me out! And everybody's just ignoring me. They're just playing basketball, and I'm like, what? Why I'm stuck here? Nobody's gonna help me out. And then as I'm down there, out from the little bushes comes this bright red and orange snake that is poisonous, and it bites me, and I die, and then I wake up.
It bites you and you die.
Yep, from poison.
That's so sad.
I know, it sucked. It was not fun.
You would not want to be.
You would not want to get poisoned.
By
I don't know what real
snake.
snake poison feels like, but it hurt really bad in the dream. So
You can feel stuff in your dreams.
yes, can you not?
Yeah, I can.
Have you ever had a dream where you can't quite move, right? You're trying to run, but you feel like you're made of jello, and so you can't quite move correctly?
Not necessarily, but I do kind of have sleep insomnia, where I can't move and I wake up sometimes.
Sleep paralysis?
Yeah, that one.
Dude,
Sometimes when I wake
I've said
up,
this before. I want, by the way, not sleeping on your back will help a lot with sleep paralysis. If you don't sleep on your back, you'll be fine, basically, is what people say.
Conspiracy theory.
It's not conspiracy theory. I was going to say consensus, but it's not really consensus. You're not supposed to sleep on your back if you get sleep paralysis. I've never had sleep paralysis, but I think it'd be interesting to experience one time in my life and then never again. Just to see what it's like to not be able to move your body.
It happens somewhat frequently to me, actually.
Really?
It
Do you ever
does.
have creepy stuff happen while you're paralyzed?
Not really, but I can't move sometimes.
Mhm.
I'll be there and I'll lay and I can't move, and I don't not want to move. I will genuinely try to move, and sometimes it won't happen. I'll genuinely try to move, and I can't.
I feel like sometimes I've woken up early in the morning and I've seen you and you're just there and just kind of looking around, and I'm like, why is he just laying there? And maybe you have sleep paralysis.
Maybe.
Or maybe I've witnessed it.
You haven't witnessed
No,
it.
because a lot of people say that when they have sleep paralysis, they have hallucinations too.
I have not yet.
Dream-like
That'd
hallucinations.
be really cool though.
That's what I'm saying. I
I'm
don't.
some
I don't
horror-
want to have.
I'm some horror nerd, bro.
No,
You're just over here talking about your scary dreams, and I'm like, bro, that's so sick.
it does kind of sound cool when I say it, but when you experience it, it's
I
not
guess so.
fun at the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's why I'm saying.
I wish I would have experienced.
I
that.
think if I could have sleep paralysis with hallucinations, with all the creepy stuff, happen one time and then never again, because I don't want to have chronic sleep paralysis, all the time. If I could have it happen one time, I think that'd be cool. Or not cool in the moment again, but in the way that you're saying, me
Yes.
having those creepy dreams is cool.
Yes.
I want to experience that, and I want to know what it's like. And I've told that to several people, and they're like, no, you don't. You don't want to know what it's like. It's terrible. It sucks. And I'm like,
Totally
I
would.
know, but that's kind of why I want the experience, so I can know what it's like and understand it.
Yeah, I thought the same way as when I got for a broken bone. I always wanted to get a broken bone.
I've never broken a bone.
I can fix it for you.
You already made that joke.
I'd already made that joke.
You have already made that
I
joke.
have made
okay.
that joke.
All right, moving on. From
Wait, I had something else.
falling. Oh,
I forgot what it was specifically. Crap. We had a whole thing. I forgot what it was. No. Maybe it'll come back to me. I don't remember what it was. What were we talking about? Sleep paralysis. Oh yeah. Sometimes that will happen when I'll wake up and I'm sitting there and I can't move, and I've physically tried to move and I can't move. And it'll also happen to me sometimes when I zone out for ADHD or whatever like that. I'll zone out and I can't move, and I'll hear people talking around me, and I'll hear people talking not specifically to me, but talking around me and talking about something else, and I'll just be gone. I'll just be and I can't move, and it's like the ADHD lets me, or my brain or ADHD, however I want to say it, will let me move when it wants me to move. I can't. Sometimes when I zone out, I'm just and I can't move. I just can't.
that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Never had that happen to me before.
Sometimes it only happens. It kind of happens just like the movies. It won't. Somebody will talk to me, and then if somebody talks to me, I can break out of it, and whenever it happens, I can break out of it.
That's so weird.
It is weird.
I feel like I zone out, but it's not a thing of I'm experiencing things around me and I'm trying to move, but I can't. It's more so of I'll zone out and I just don't even know what's going on around me, and it'll happen so easily. You know this.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You
it's
know
so freaking
this.
annoying. Oh my gosh.
He doesn't like
Sorry.
it. Well, and I get,
No, it's
you
not
don't
that I
like
don't
it. It's
like I don't like
I'll-
it, yeah. Take it back.
I will literally get distracted so easily, and then I'll zone in on that thing I got distracted by. Whether it be like something on my phone, or like something I'm reading, like something stupid. Like I just like the world around me will just like I'm not focusing on it anymore. I'm just like
It's crazy. I can focus on multiple things at the same time.
I can too.
If I'm on my phone, but I don't think I can fully zone in on anything else. I can't like if I'm doing something and you talk to me, I can hear you. And like I don't. But like you, like I'll be like, you'll be on your phone and I'll be like, yo, I have a cool podcast episode idea, and you'll be like,
Yeah, because you didn't say my name. You didn't like
know.
wake me out of it.
I know, but it's like yo.
I wouldn't even necessarily be like TikTok scrolling.
What I've done, what I've started to do, and it works sometimes. It looks good times. Is if you're like playing a game or you're on a YouTube video or you're scrolling on that or you're on your phone or you're talking to somebody or you're in the middle of a game, whatever, I will wait till it's over. Like when you scroll, I will like sometimes I'll be like if I'm back here and I'm talking or I'm playing the game or whatever, and I'm looking at you, I'll like lean back a little bit. I'll see your phone, and as soon as you swipe up, I'll be like, yo, what do you think about this?
That's the best way to do it. Because then I'm not like then my brain isn't occupied.
I know. Or I'll just be like James, and then sometimes you still won't. Sometimes you still won't be like
There's
James.
no way. Okay,
Yes.
you just said Here's the thing you just said. Sometimes I'll be like James, and I just said what? Just like instinct reaction. I just responded to you, and I said what?
That's hilarious.
Why does my brain do that?
I don't know, man.
So
Maybe
strange.
The duck is hypnosising you, or wait,
He's very close. He's like on my shoulder right now.
he's trying to give you a pat, man.
Aw, little guy. You're the profile picture. Everybody loves you. What's his name?
Mr. Quackers.
Mr. Quackers?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if I like that.
What? It's Quackers.
We're gonna have to come up with a better name.
Wow. Okay.
Mr. Quackers. He doesn't look like a Mr. Quackers, does he? We might have to have some people comment.
What is it? Yes. Comment what you think.
If you've
this
made it
guy's
this
name
far
is.
in the podcast episode, comment on what you think his name should be.
And also, yeah, that's it. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say anything
All
else.
right. Next thing.
I'm not gonna be like putting the number 15 in the comments. Not do that.
To prove that you're a real one and
Yeah.
you made it all the way 55 minutes into the video.
Not doing that. If you've casually made it this far, let us know what you think the duck's name should be.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Quackers is good.
Mm-hmm. And if you let us know what his name should be, it's kind of proof that you actually watched the podcast episode. So it's like,
Yeah, but also as you
it's
can
like
watch
it's like
at
it's
your
like
own will.
rights of
Oh, yeah,
getting
that's
to
right.
choose the name of the duck.
You'll be yes, and if you have a good name and we set it as your name, when we get like bigger and we get some more followings and whatnot, you'll be this. Put you like on the wall. This guy named the duck.
Okay, all right. What?
I don't know, man.
Anyway,
He'll be that person who comments, and that's a good name. He'll be the name of the duck. And also, make sure it's like a unique name, not like a name of your pet or anything like that.
isn't it weird how like, imagine, you do stuff when you're not famous, and people see the stuff you do when you're not famous, right? And then you were to get famous. The people who saw the stuff you did when you weren't famous, imagine like how weird that would be to be that person. Like, you know a famous person before they were famous, and so like, that'd be such a weird thing.
It's happened to me.
Like, imagine like who?
Michael Hobbs.
Hmm?
Michael.
Well, I guess he is
I
kind of
know him.
famous. He
He's
makes
somewhat
knives.
famous. Michael Hobbs Custom Knives. Look it up.
I wouldn't say he's like a celebrity.
Not
though.
like celebrity, not like famous.
He's got like he's like been on knife magazines and he's got a really good business going. But I'm thinking more like a
He's a year
celebrity.
out.
Like imagine like you
Celebrity, yeah.
knew like what's that guy's name?
Timothy Connor at the restaurant I work at now. Before he left, he knows the Hot Tua girl.
Yeah, you told me that
I
before.
told you it before.
He knows her, or he
her
knows.
personally before the Hot Tua blew up.
That's so.
Went to school with her.
That's such like a crazy thing.
It is. It is.
Is that like
I know. It really is.
knowing someone, and obviously like what's her name, like Haley or something? She doesn't.
I don't
like
know.
what she just made like a penis joke on a freaking like
She did.
TikTok, and it blew up and she got famous.
And she has
She didn't. She has a podcast
Talk
now.
to
Talk to her.
podcast.
She has a podcast and a crypto scam and all this crazy stuff going on. No, I don't know. I'm not gonna.
I don't think it was.
I'm not gonna give my input. It was a thing where
I don't
she
think
like
it was a scam. I think it messed
well,
up.
she
I don't know.
people are called it a crypto scam, and CoffeeZilla went crazy about it. I'm not too like researched on it. I think what happened was she got in contact with a team of people who wanted to start a crypto project, and it was not really the not run very well. And so a bunch of people, like they're called like crypto snipers or something, they just like basically sold a bunch of the coin and kind of killed it at the beginning.
Dang.
I don't know, how it's gonna work or whatever, but I just don't touch crypto. I just don't buy crypto because it's
Same, yeah. I haven't yet.
it's become,
The only thing I've ever bought
sorry
like
to
that
go
was a
on like
lottery
a crazy
ticket.
tangent, but crypto has become so, it's just a gambling addiction, I feel, at this point. It's not even, you can't, unless you buy like Bitcoin or Ethereum or something, one of the
Yeah.
big coins that's not going to lose its value. That's the only way you can do any sort of, any sort of like value retention, and you're not going to make money on Bitcoin. The only way you make money on Bitcoin is if you go back in time to like 2012 or whenever Bitcoin came out, you buy a ton of it then, and then you wait for it to raise its value, and then you're a millionaire today.
Yeah, that was crazy. Remember when that
Now,
first came out?
any new cryptocurrency that comes out, it's like you just
NFTs.
have to assume that you're going to lose money on it. Because all these people go, oh, I'm going to put $100 into it. It's going to go up from everybody buying it, and then I'm going to sell and make money. But there are teams of people who have researched crypto and how to do pumps and dumps and all this and sell and buy, and you're just not going to be the guy who makes money off of crypto anymore. It's become too much of a rich man's game.
It's crazy.
All the people.
The only thing I've ever bought like that was one lottery ticket. It was $1.
I remember that.
$1 lottery ticket, and I won.
And now he's addicted to
nothing.
the gambling.
Yep, I'm addicted. Yeah, no, I'm not addicted. Next topic, man.
Yes.
I gotta make a
I said falling,
Snapchat thing.
and now it's I think.
Oh
it's
yeah.
your turn.
Oh snap. This one I think is I'm gonna kind of expose myself on this one a little bit here. This is not necessarily a fear, but it's like more of a specific story, and it was kind of like a fear. Girls specifically seeing my pecs when I was younger. It was funny. I remember the specific story about this. My cousin Michaela, you know Michaela. Amelia's mom.
Oh yeah, I just know her as Kayla.
Why do I keep yawning so much?
Because you're tired. It's
I'm
10
not.
p.m.
I'm literally not even tired.
almost
I
11.
literally just yawn for no reason. It's annoying. Anyway, Michaela,
Mhm.
she came over one time to the old house, and me and my dad were up there jamming, playing drums or whatever,
Yeah.
and guitar, and it's ridiculous. I didn't have a shirt on because it was hot up there,
Yeah.
and I was scared to play because I didn't have a shirt on and I couldn't get a shirt on, but I wanted to play because I was, it's cool, I'm playing with my dad and whatnot. But I was like, what I said in my mind, it took a second. I closed my eyes. I was like, girls can see man's boobs. Girls can see man's boobs. Girls can see man's boobs. And I got the confidence, and I was like, okay. And I started playing drums again.
Girls can see man's boobs.
That's exactly. I said
That's
it like 3
crazy.
times in my head. I'm like, girls can see man's boobs.
That's
It's
so
hilarious.
wild.
It was hilarious. And then I got the confidence to keep playing, and
Wow.
yep, that's pretty much just a short story. Let me see if I got another one before you do another one of yours.
I'm yawning too,
I know, it's crazy.
and I'm making you yawn.
Oh yes, I got another one.
All right. So now your fear was
No,
women.
I got it. Oh, what?
Your fear was girls seeing your man boobs.
It was only really one time though. Anyway,
Okay.
how many more do you have? You have like one left, right?
I have a couple. I have 3 left.
I have 3 left. Anyway, you go.
Okay. Poisonous snakes. I was very scared of poisonous snakes because read a lot of books as a kid, and poisonous snakes are found a lot in kids' books because they're pretty scary. You get bit by one, you die. I mean, now with a lot of our medical technology, we have antivenoms.
Medical technology.
Yeah. I mean, I say technology, but that's what you just call it. Like, we have a lot of good stuff. We have antivenoms. We have, hospitals. You probably, even like you get bit by a rattlesnake, if you get to a hospital, you'll probably be fine. Most snakes, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Even most spiders.
I love snakes.
Snakes are cool, but I don't like getting bitten by animals. So I don't really like
I wouldn't-
handling animals that will bite me.
I would.
Like, I hate wasps, bro.
I would.
Wasps are like my least favorite animal in the animal kingdom. Of all the animals.
I think I would chance it. This is gonna sound crazy. I think I would chance it to pick up a venomous snake.
That's dumb to me.
Probably not.
I
But
would not chance it, to be
I
fair.
have picked up a venomous snake. I think I almost would. I used to pick up snakes. Me and my cousin used to go around outside my grandma's house and pick up snakes. Try to find snakes.
I used to catch snakes as a kid, but I would have to verify first that they weren't poisonous, and then I would grab them.
That's what I did too sometimes.
They were
And
cool. Like,
sometimes I
rat
just,
snakes are so fun. Like, you grab one of those. bro.
sometimes I just want it, and I'd be like, okay, gotta be careful here. I used to watch when I was around that age. I used to watch a lot of like snake handling videos.
Yeah.
So I knew how to do it, and I knew what
Gotcha.
to look for. I knew how to tell if a snake was venomous by the eyes and kind of their scales, but they had to be upside
In
down.
the shape of their head.
Yeah, in the shape of their head. And yeah, I used to watch a bunch of snake handling videos back then, so I kind of knew what I was doing in a way.
He's just like,
I kind of knew.
licking me.
I kind of knew what I was just licking me.
he was looking.
I kind of knew what I was doing in a way, so I took my precautions or whatever. I had get your legs wide so they can't reach out, and you gotta whatever. Put your hand behind their neck so you can hold them.
Yep, and they can't turn around and bite you.
Can't turn around and bite you. You can be strong though. But yeah,
All the
I
good things.
I would do that. I would sometimes I'd verify if it was poisonous. If it was getting away, I'd just try to catch it. Honestly,
Interesting.
we did catch a snake one time, and it was a little green snake. And me and my cousin Seth, we called it Lamborghini.
Lamborghini, that's such a good name.
Lamborghini, because I was big into like supercars back then.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and that was pretty funny. Lamborghini. I never what?
Siri?
What? So yeah, I'm never gonna forget that Lamborghini, bro.
Siri?
It's pretty great.
Anyway,
It's pretty great.
cool. Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I got it. A specific story. There's only one time. A shotgun. I was scared. I was scared to shoot a shotgun. I genuinely thought my arm was gonna fly off
What?
because I was scared.
I've shot shotguns before.
I was like
They're
younger.
fun.
I was like 9 or 10. And I was with my dad. And my dad, I was like, I'm scared. What if my arm comes off? What if my arm flies off? He's like, your arm's not going to fly off. You're going to be fine. I was like, how do you know? How do you know, Dad?
'Cause it's
You're
not
not God. How do you know
Little
that?
kid logic is crazy.
How do you, what?
Little kid logic is crazy
I
like
know.
that.
How do you know that? How do you know? You don't know it. He's like, I'm telling you, I promise you, your arm's not gonna fall off. And I was like, I'm still scared, and it took me forever to get the courage to shoot it. And as soon as I shot it, the shot went off, and I had a whole vision of my arm getting ripped off and getting thrown back.
Let me guess. It did not. It did not
Let
get
me
ripped
finish
off.
the story.
Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Gosh, I shot the shotgun, and I had a vision of my arm flying off, and it went back, and everything, back to the chicken coop. And yeah, it didn't.
So what I said.
It didn't.
Okay.
But my leg did fly. No, I'm kidding.
Your leg was fine.
But yeah, you're right. No, I had a whole vision of my arm falling off and flying backwards, and it didn't happen, obviously. But I was scared, and I cried a little bit, and I was like, "That's the coolest thing I've ever done in my life!" And I kept shooting it.
That's crazy.
I was like instantly not scared anymore.
I shot a shotgun at a summer camp type thing, just for like father-son retreat, though.
That sounds pretty sick.
It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I was not very good at it. I didn't have very good aim, but I had fun.
Heck yeah, dude.
We were shooting clay pigeons,
Why is this here?
but yeah.
That's pretty sick, man.
They also had sniper rifles there, and I shot a couple of those.
I shot a sniper rifle the other day at the thing you missed.
Yeah.
The
I missed it. I was not there.
it's pretty fun.
I had a thing to go to, but yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty
Sniper
fun.
rifles are fun.
They are.
They're very fun.
It's your turn, man.
Oh yeah, my turn. Oh yes.
Oh no.
Similar to poisonous snakes.
Poisonous
Black
spiders.
widows.
It's actually venomous.
Black widows. I know it's venomous. I'm saying poisonous because that's
Poisonous
common.
is a contact. Venomous is by.
I know what the difference is. Okay, poisonous is you ingest it. Venomous is it goes in your bloodstream. I know.
How do you know that?
What?
What?
What did you say?
Nothing. That was Mr. Quackers.
Okay. Mr. Quackers. Who's that? That's not the duck's name. Black Widow.
Oh my gosh, I have a story.
I was very scared of them. Not
Specifically Black
not
Widows?
just like Not well. I mean, I wasn't scared of black widows any more than any other poisonous spider, other than the fact that they say that they have like the worst venom. But black widows, apparently. So okay, so I had this book that I got from the library when I was a kid. It was called "Dude, That's Rude." It was a.
That sounds pretty sick.
It was a like a guide for manners, but for like guys, you know, like
Okay.
a guide to manners for guys.
Guide
And
to
so you read it, and it's like, open the door for people, like don't sneeze into your elbow, and one of the
Oh my
things in
gosh.
there was,
Don't pick up
it had this
spiders.
picture of a black widow hanging from a web inside a toilet bowl, and it said, "Have you ever heard of the two-striped telemonia spider waiting to bite your butt? Learn more on our website." And I didn't have a computer back then, so I couldn't go to the website to learn more. So I just had this traumatic image of a spider hanging in a toilet bowl that would just bite your butt if you sat down. And I kid you not, until I read that book when I was like 8 or 9, and until I was like 13, I checked the toilet seat every time before I sat down for a black widow spider.
That is crazy.
Specifically for a black widow spider, because I was scared.
That's pretty funny.
And I would look up, and every once in a while, I would like look up pictures of black widow spider bites to remind myself to check in the toilet so I didn't get one of those on my butt.
Did you find any pictures of spider bites on the butt?
No,
No.
just on like people's hands and stuff.
And is it like all black and stuff?
Well, some of them were.
I
I
used to
don't
look
know
up-
if they were real.
I used to
Some of
look
those
up-
I feel like they were fake.
Fair enough. I used to look up spider bites and snake bites and stuff like that. I thought it was interesting. One time,
But yeah.
something somewhat similar happened, but except it was real life. One time there was a wolf spider in my shoe,
Oh.
and I put my shoe on, and I took it off because I don't think it fit or something like that. Or I tapped it out. I think I tapped it out, and I hit it out, and there was a giant wolf spider, like this big around.
Yeah.
Like this.
Big wolf
I
spider.
don't know. Big wolf spider.
They're big.
And I got scared, and I still tap my shoes out to this day.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Especially
that's
if
I
they're
guess I
outside.
guess that's good practice.
Especially if they're outside.
That's good
100%
practice because you could get bugs in there. It's not a bad practice. I would just like be paranoid to like use public toilets. Basically.
For what? Oh, I was like, that came out of nowhere.
No, because like I'd be scared of like a spider being in there,
Smell
and so
that.
I'd like open the toilet seat and like
Yeah.
look under it and check.
That makes sense.
Make
Fair
sure.
enough, man.
And I looked it up and I was like, do black widows hide in toilets? And they're like, well, black widows build a certain type of web that does, fit really well in a toilet bowl. It's like the right size. I'm
the
like,
right
that's
size.
terrible. And so I was like, well, I'll just poop on a spider web, get rid of it,
That's a good idea.
exterminate it.
Exterminate it with feces.
Yep, exactly. Anyway,
All right. Mine. Other one is ordering my own food. As a little kid, I couldn't. I was always like nervous to order my own food and like, not paranoid, I guess, just like nervous, more nervous than I guess scared. But I never wanted
Yeah.
to order my own food when I was younger.
I didn't really like doing stuff for myself either as a little kid because I didn't have a lot of social interaction. I was very sheltered. The first time I bought something at Walmart, I walked away without it, and the lady was like, "Hey, you got to come back and get your stuff." And I was like, "Oh yeah." What did I buy? I bought like a pack of gum or something.
I think
And,
I
like
did.
went up there and I paid in cash, and she was like, "All right," and I was like, "Thank you," and I like walked away and took my receipt, and she was like, "You forgot your gum," and I was like, "Oh yeah," and I went back and I got it, and I was like really embarrassed, and my mom was like, "You're so bad at this."
I think I did something like that once too.
But-
But my grandma made me and the other grandkids order our own food order our own food for a while,
Yeah,
and yep, that helped me.
they didn't help you.
Yep.
Well, that's how you learn. You just got to do it eventually. I used to not want to call people on the phone. I used to like not know what to say. I remember I would get on the phone with people and I would literally like just start stuttering my mouth off. Genuine, like it'd be like my aunt or something.
I've yawned 18 times. I'm gonna put a yawn.
I don't even
counter.
know. It'd be like I'd be like calling my friend's mom to be like, "Hey, do you think we can have a play date or something?" And I'd be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And they're like, "I'm good." And I was like, "Okay, I want to see my friend. Is there a day that we can do a play date?" It was so bad.
Wow.
A play date. Oh my
A
gosh.
play
We
date.
used to have play dates. It was never just, hey, go hang out. It was, we need to set up a play date. Set up a play date.
Play dates are the best.
Play dates were freaking fire, bro.
They are.
All right.
What's yours? Yeah.
Girls. You said specifically girls seeing your pecs. For me, I just was.
Actually,
I just didn't. I was scared of like romance as a
Still
little
now.
kid. Not really. Not anymore.
Exposed.
What?
This is
What
exposed.
do you mean exposed? No, I was genuinely like I didn't. I was like averse to girls and like dating and stuff like that. It was pretty bad, but you know, grew out of that like I did all of my other fears.
Yeah, no,
I'm not scared of falling asleep
You're
anymore.
still scared of falling asleep.
I'm not, dude.
Um,
I love falling asleep. It's like so nice. I could do that right now, bro. On the podcast. Next podcast episode is just gonna be us sleeping. Freaking shush.
Throwback. Anyway. I have a specific story about me. I got lost in the store with my grandma.
No.
It was pretty funny because my grandma told me to come on and stop standing there and looking at that thing and everything, and I didn't. And she walked away, and she kept an eye on me. But she walked away, and I got lost, and I freaked out instantly. I was like, oh, Nana, where are you? I started running around the thing. I go crazy. That was pretty funny. And I found her, and she was like, or she said my name. I was like, oh, Nana, I was crying and everything.
Dang.
And she was like, I knew where you were the whole time. And I'm like, where the frick did you do that? What's wrong with you?
I got lost a couple times.
I didn't
as a kid.
actually, but she was like, I told you to come here and you didn't. It's like, I'm sorry. Never got lost again. And now I'm just not scared of it at all because, you know, I got a phone and I can just be like, yo.
Yeah.
I also am just a big kid now, and I
Yeah.
can make my way around a store and not get lost. I'm a big kid now.
I remember there was
God.
there's this place we used to go in Illinois called Raiders Pumpkin Farm.
Raiders Pumpkin Farm.
If you live in Illinois
I do not.
and you're close to the Raiders Pumpkin Farm,
I just don't live in
I don't even know if they're still open, but they used to have corn mazes every, fall. And in the corn maze, you have to follow the corn maze. But there was a secret to the corn maze.
There was zombies in the corn maze.
No.
Oh.
You could find
So
out
close.
how to get through the corn maze really easily.
Oh.
And the trick was
The ghosts told you.
the employees. It was it was like a picture. The corn maze was a picture. So every year it was different, and they'd have a different like autumn themed picture that the corn maze was.
Okay.
So it was cool. Like the lines, the pathways were made up a picture. So if you had like a bird's eye view, you could see a picture. It was cool. And so they would have like maps or whatever for like the kids one, and then they had the adult one, which you didn't get a map for. I think you might have had a map at the beginning.
I would
but
just be able to do the shape. I would just be able to do the shape.
Huh?
I would just be able to do the shape.
I don't know if they gave you maps for the adult one. They did
No.
give you for the kid one.
But like, is it just like a shape, or is it like a what is it?
It's like a picture, like imagine like you drew a picture of like a freaking windmill, and then you took that windmill, you laid it flat, you made it way big, and then you cut pathways out of the lines of that picture. That was what the corn maze was. It was literally pathways made into a picture.
And there was no other dead ends.
Huh?
Or was
No, there were
dead
plenty
ends?
of dead ends.
Oh, well, never mind then.
But anyway, the kids one was way easier. We would go in the kids one a lot and hang out. But there was a secret. The employees would walk along the correct path and lay corn kernels along the correct path to get to the exit as a way for them to like know. And us being like, I don't know if nobody else figured, I'm sure some other people figured this out, but nobody that I knew ever figured it out, that you could just like look at the ground and follow the corn, because you're in a cornfield. You don't expect there to be like a corn pathway through a cornfield.
Yeah.
But there was no corn anywhere other than the correct path.
Dang.
So us diabolical little kids, we started picking corn off like the corn stalks, opening it up and laying corn on all of the dead ends in the entire maze to try to trick people to go the wrong way.
Wow.
We ruined
That's amazing.
the staff's secret like way to get through the corn maze.
That's pretty funny.
Yep. We only did that in the kids one. The adult one was way bigger, and I think it would have taken way longer to do. But dude, corn mazes are fun.
Like once or twice.
Dude, going into a corn maze with your friends is like something you don't do anymore, I feel like.
We could do it. We could do it next fall. Let's go do it.
Gotta go to a place with a corn maze.
I know where one is.
You do?
Yep.
Actually?
Yes,
We should go.
I do.
We should go.
We should go. I always go there every year.
Mm.
Okay. Things I'm scared of now. I think
I don't have any of these.
You have one, you said.
No?
You said you have one thing that you're scared of now.
No.
No? Okay, I want
So
to
I
run
don't
through
have
these.
one. Okay.
God forbid anyone in my family, including my pets, dying.
Yeah. Death.
Obviously, God forbid.
Fear of death is not.
Not even a fear of death. It's the fact that I haven't had anybody in my family die yet. So it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I think about it. Obviously, God forbid. Sometimes I think about it. I'm like, man, when the day is gonna happen, it's gonna be just like, shocking.
I've been lucky enough not to have any of my immediate family members die or anything, but my dog died, which was super sad.
Super sad.
Not as sad as like a sibling dying or something. And then I've had some like extended family members, like my great grandma just passed away recently, but
Very
nothing
unfortunate.
like too crazy,
Fair
nothing
enough,
too like close to me.
This one's kind of, I don't know, not getting into heaven. God forbid, obviously, again.
That's a
It's
valid
like-
fear.
It's a valid, because it's like, obviously I try to do everything I can right, but sometimes I feel like everybody obviously fails, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes I'm just like, am I doing enough? Am I gonna get to the gates of heaven and God's gonna be like, I do not know you, and then just banish me?
Well, it's not based
to
on what you
hell?
do. On how you get
Well,
into
not what I do, but like doing enough, like spiritually, doing enough, like being
I know
enough
what you mean.
of a Christian to get into heaven. And then on the complete opposite of this, obviously, I never think this, but sometimes it's in the back of my head. If God isn't real, like I feel like obviously I know He is, and there
Yeah.
is evidence that He is in my personal life and just everywhere else.
Yeah.
But it's like sometimes, every once in a while, I'll think back and go, what is this? What if this is just wrong? Like, what if I'm just wrong and God isn't real and I've been doing all this stuff and
It's
it's
a
just
valid,
not
scary
real.
thought. It's a scary
And
thought.
it's like, man, imagine
And you're just like alone in the universe. You're just a
yeah.
hunk of flesh on a floating, spinning rock hurtling through space.
Dude, you just die and you wake up and you're like,
No, you don't wake up.
turn into a
You
chicken.
just die. And it's
You wake up and you turn
black,
into a chicken.
gone.
Well, you
nothing.
reincarnate to a chicken. What happens then? Or a duck.
You reincarnate into Mr. Quacker
Quackers.
or whatever you called him. I still don't like that name.
How? Mr. Quackers is great.
Leave it,
just
leave it
Quackers?
up to the comment to decide.
Okay, leave it in the comments. Maybe.
If
I
they
feel
like
like-
Mr. Quackers, we'll go with it.
Yeah. You know, the Mr. Quackers.
No?
Don't let him tell you lies, Mr. Quackers. Okay,
Stop.
so.
Stop, Mr. Quackers.
Okay, so Okay, anyway. Anyway, this one's kind of. I mean, I guess this. I feel like this could be almost everybody. This is more specifically me because it means a lot to me personally. But anyone, especially my nanny, my other grandma, dying before I have the chance to get to have a wife / get married / have a child.
Dang.
God forbid, obviously.
So you want to get married and have a kid before your grandparents die?
Yes. I
Interesting.
want because I want my children to be able to meet my grandparents, their great grandparents, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's just like I don't want that to ever happen. It's like, man,
Gotta find you a woman.
I know.
Go to the coffee shop, pick up a nice
Oh, snap.
barista.
Okay, all right, could do that.
It's valid. All right, next
valid.
one.
That's it. That's it.
That's a fear right there.
That is a fear. I feel like I don't know. I feel like obviously I want it. I don't know. I think it'd be crazy. I don't know if I would have rushed into marriage. Like if I had a girlfriend and you were going crazy, not going crazy. Whoa. If we were going good and everything was great,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would like rush into marriage just so I could have sex, just so I could have a kid in time. Like if my God forbid grandparents, especially my grandma, is dying, like maybe she gets cancer again. God forbid. Maybe I don't know. I feel like that'd be a thing I'd do is rush through everything. And the camera died.
Dude.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Is that last of it?
That was it.
That was it.
That was it. I have got to get a battery pack.
Yep. For the camera.
For like it goes directly into the directly into the laptop and it makes your camera not die.
Okay.
Yeah, man. That's
Well,
it.
That was a good
I
episode.
think it was pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude.
Heck yeah, man.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Let me know in the comments, or let us know in the comments what the duck's name should be.
Yeah.
And also let us know in the comments any good episode ideas you have.
Oh yes. We've been trying to come up, like, brainstorm some good ideas.
I have a couple ideas.
I've had a couple ideas as well. But yeah, this one was just kind of childhood fears, you know. But yeah,
Kind of
let
just
us
like a
know in the
topic,
comments what you
talk
think.
topic. Yep. Thanks for watching.
Yes.
Catch
exactly.
you on the flip side.
Catch you on the quack side, bro.
Quack side.
I don't know how that works.
I don't
but
know. We'll think of something.
Exactly.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Quack.